So the most basic stitch we do is called a running stitch, and it's a really good stitch to use if you're in a hurry, if you're backstage, something rips, your hem falls out, you need to get something done in 5 minutes. You're just gonna really quickly go in and out of the fabric, and it'll keep it secure until you have a chance to do a more permanent repair. All of these basic stitches you're going to do with a single strand of thread with your knot tied at the end. And what you're going to do is, with your knot, you want to come up from underneath your folded edge of your fabric, and that'll just hide your knot sort of inside the fabric. We're sort of imagining that this is a hem or the edge of something. So this is the outside of your fabric, and then this is what's on the inside. Once your knot is hidden behind your fold, you're going to start stitching. This stitch, you're just going in and out of your fabric. You're gonna pull it all the way through and then keep going. When we're sewing stitches like this, it's important that we always want to keep our needle and thread on the top of the fabric instead of going like this and pulling it through to the back, and then you kind of have to feel around and guess where to come back up. You want to just go in and out and keep your stitches really even, and once you get the feel of it, you can even make your stitches smaller, more neat, in a straight line. You can speed up by going in and out and in a couple times. And you're just gonna work your way to the end of the fabric. All right, so then once you get to the end, I'm going to show you our basic knot tying technique for the end of the thread, and that'll sort of mimic what your knot at the beginning did and lock all your stitches in place. So what you're going to do is just take a little tiny stitch right where your thread is coming out of your fabric, and you're going to take the thread that's coming out of the fabric and wrap it around the needle 4 or 5 times. So it's a similar movement of what you did to tie your knot at the end of the thread. Then you're going to pull your needle out, and then it'll create a little knot right at the end, and you're just going to stitch over top of that a couple times, and that'll just keep it in place. And then you can cut your thread. So I'm just going to show you how to do this left-handed as well for any of you who need that. It's going to be a little worse on my end, but hopefully you can get the idea. So you're just doing the same in and out, and you can go in and out, and then you don't want to pull it too tight so the fabric doesn't pucker. But you can just gently pull it through. You can tell that I am not left-handed, but gets the idea. And then you're going to do the same knotting off. You want to make sure your fabric's nice and flat. You're going to take your little stitch at the end, wrap it around the needle. Whoop. Pull this up and through, and that's your little knot, and then you're just gonna stitch a couple more times on top, and then cut it off. So there's the back of your fabric, and then the front looks pretty much the same. It's just the inverse of what you sewed on the front. You're seeing the threads on the back. So that is the running stitch.